Since the beginning of time, women have breastfed their babies. And for just as long we've known breast is best. But what happens when mom can't produce breast milk? Well, in ancient times, she would pay a wet nurse to feed her babies. Nowadays, we have breast milk banks. On today's medical moment, we ask the question, are breast milk banks safe?
I'm Dr. Jamil,
I'm Dr. Idris.
and this is today's medical moment.
And on today's medical moment, we're asking the question, is milk obtained from breast milk banks safe?
Now look at this little one. He's a cutie. Clearly, he is a fan of the breast milk bank. Look at him in his suit. He's ready to march down to the breast milk bank. Tell the breast milk bank loan officer.
Pray thee, sir, may I have some breast milk?
He wants a breast milk loan. We need to tell that little guy. It doesn't work like that.
No.
Luckily, breast milk banks aren't big formal organizations. In reality, they're typically small, informal cooperatives that play a role in obtaining, storing, and then providing breast milk to women who have difficulty producing breast milk themselves. And so it seems like a very admirable goal on its face.
So why are we asking this question?
So why are we asking this question? Are breast milk banks safe, or is the milk from breast milk banks safe? Well, the reason we're asking the question is there was a study that recently came out that found that breast milk obtained from unregulated breast milk banks had higher levels of bacterial contamination than breast milk obtained from regulated breast milk banks. And the bacteria that they found were bacteria that can make you pretty sick. They found very high levels of salmonella, high levels of staph, high levels of strep, and high levels of what we call coliform bacteria.
Now, staph and strep are always on your skin, so not a huge deal, but you don't necessarily want to drink it.
Not super surprising that it's there, but yeah, you don't want to drink it.
But coliform bacteria, those are found in feces, so that means that somebody wasn't washing their hands. And salmonella is a bacteria that, if you're lucky, will give you 3 to 4 days of headaches, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. If you're unlucky, it can actually give you a chronic condition called Reiter syndrome.
Yeah, and Reiter syndrome is pretty nasty just because Reiter syndrome causes inflammation of the joints. That's bad for anybody, but especially for a baby whose bones and joints are just developing and growing, so it can be debilitating for some people. And Reiter syndrome can cause chronic inflammation of the eyes, which under the worst case scenario can lead to blindness. And so clearly you don't want to expose your baby to bacteria that can make them sick temporarily, like staph, strep, coliform bacteria, or salmonella under certain circumstances. And you really don't want to expose your babies to salmonella that may make them sick long term and debilitate them.
Okay, angry babies. Babies.
Oh, okay. We've upset them.
Okay,
Whoa, does that baby have a gun? That baby has a gun.
Gangsta Baby.
Is he going to rob the breast milk bank, or is he coming after us?
I think he's coming after us.
I don't know. Okay, so we better clarify here.
Good news.
There is good news. It's not that we're saying that breast milk obtained from breast milk banks is a bad thing or is unsafe. You have regulated breast milk banks and unregulated breast milk banks. Regulated breast milk banks are banks that are members of what we call the Human Milk Banking Association of North America.
That's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful. Now, the Human Milk Banking Association of North America is an organization that basically ensures that its member breast milk banks follow certain standards and policies or certain standards and protocols. Why is this important? Well, if you have an unregulated breast milk bank, basically they take milk for all intents and purposes from anybody.
They don't take it from me.
Yeah, well, and he might be able to provide it too. I don't know. But they don't necessarily screen their donors, and so they don't know the donor's health status. They don't know the donor's motivation. Are they doing it because they're good folks, or are they doing it for the almighty dollar? Also, they don't ensure that their donors are shipping the milk in a sterile manner. Also, unregulated breast milk banks don't necessarily pasteurize the milk. Pasteurization is the process that kills bacteria. And then unregulated breast milk banks don't necessarily ship that milk out in a sterile manner.
Okay, so please tell me regulated breast milk banks do these things then.
Exactly. So
Okay.
regulated breast milk
All right.
banks, which I might add have been supported by the American Academy of Pediatrics and the American Academy of Family Practice.
All the smart doctors support it.
Exactly. They screen their donors. They ensure that their donors are healthy. Oftentimes their donors are true donors. They're not doing it for money. They're just doing it to be good Samaritans. Once they receive the milk, these regulated breast milk banks pasteurize the milk. They then send out the milk in a sterile manner. And so basically they're sending safe, healthy, nutritious breast milk out. And so, are breast milk banks safe? If they are regulated, absolutely. If they're unregulated, maybe they are, maybe they're not. No one can really vouch for them.
But the final word is that they can be. We do not want that gangster baby coming back.
That dude was scary.
So stay healthy.
Looked like something from Boys in the Hood.
I know.
Break yourself.
Babies in the hood.
Yeah.
Just remember, make sure that your breast milk bank is a member of the Human Milk Banking Association of North America.
You can go to their website, hmbana.org.
And as always, guys, stay healthy. That's been today's medical moment. Please follow us on Twitter at Twin Doctors TV. Follow us on Facebook, Idris and Jamil Twin Doctors TV. And please go to our website, www.twindoctorstv.com. Leave us your questions, your comments, and we may put you on a future episode. Stay healthy, guys.
Keep drinking that breast milk.